Hello everybody, my name is Gerard Rosell and this is the presentation for my research, the varieties of English in the world. As you will see, this research is in English, but you can read the subtitles in Catalan. It will be presented in 6 parts as follows: Introduction, Origins of English, the British Empire, countries using English in the 21st century, differences between English in the different countries, and perspectives for the future of English. This is a research I did for the IOC, the Institut Obert de Catalunya. I hope you enjoy it and you learn something more about this language. English is the most spoken language all over the world. It is used for business, science, media, films, government, culture, arts, and so on. After traveling and reading, I did realize that the way to communicate with people from all over the world is English. So that was the reason why I decided to learn it in an advanced level. During all this process, I had been living in Ireland and Malta, countries that were part of the British Empire, and I was kind of surprised seeing these cultures speaking mostly in the same Germanic language. So I decided I had to learn a bit more about it. The origins of the English language started with the arrival of 3 Germanic tribes who invaded Britain during the 5th century: the Angles, the Saxons, and the Jutes. At that time, the inhabitants spoke Celtic, and most of the population was pushed to Wales, Scotland, and Ireland. Initially, Old English was a diverse group of dialects. One of these dialects, late West Saxon, became predominant, so it was the first standardized written English. It was transformed because of the conquer from Scandinavian and Norman. After the introduction of the Christianity, English had 400 loan words, such as school, amongst others. It had influence from Celtic language as well, because of the contact between their populations. Modern English is often dated from the Great Vowel Shift, which took place mainly during the 15th century. By the time of William Shakespeare, the language had become barely recognizable as modern English. Another important feature to say is that the Dictionary of the English Language was the first full-featured English dictionary. Samuel Johnson published the authoritative work in 1755. Early Modern English and late Modern English vary essentially in vocabulary. That is because the industrialization and the economic development of the country. The British Empire. The British Empire comprised the dominions, colonies, protectorates, mandates, and other territories ruled or administered by the United Kingdom. During the 15th and 16th centuries, Portugal and Spain pioneered European exploration of the globe. Envious of great wealth, England started taking possessions towards Asia, Africa, America, and Pacific. Some of the sources they were looking for were sugar, coffee, slaves, cotton, and textile. The independence of 13 colonies in North America in 1783 caused Britain to lose of some of its oldest and most populous colonies. So, they turned in the other parts of the globe, where they could conquer. For example, the creation of the East India Company led them to colonize India after some years of wars. By the end of 19th century, military and economic tensions between Britain and Germany were major causes at the First World War, during which Britain achieved its largest territorial extent. After the Second World War, as part of a larger decolonization movement, Britain granted independence to most of territories of the British Empire. The 14 British overseas territories remain under British sovereignty. Many former British colonies joined the Commonwealth of Nations, and 16 Commonwealth nations. In 2012, there were 88 states that were using English as official language, as a government language, or as a lingua franca. English is the official language of the United Nations, the European Union, and the International Olympic Committee. If we have a look to the pictures I'm going to present to you, we can see that most of the countries that were part of the British Empire has English as official language, or is the predominant language of the country. That is quite interesting, the relation between the British Empire and the use of English of these countries that now they have their freedom, their own state. Differences between English in the different countries. English is not spoken equally all over the world. It is true that American General English and British English are the main ones, or at least are the ones used in news, radio, films, science and education. But on the countries where they use this language, there are some differences that shall be summarized. It usually won't sound the same a guy from Australia than a guy from Singapore. So that is why I came through all the different English, and you are going to see the differences. Only you are going to hear. Some of them will be in an interview, and some others are taken from YouTube. But after, if you read the research, you're going to see exactly the phonology differences, the morphology, and the syntax, and some vocabulary as well that you can read about.
Where do you come from, guys?
Texas, Dallas, Texas.
Okay, and what do you do for a living? Just now I think you're retired.
I'm a housewife.
Okay.
I'm a defense contractor.
Okay, cool. And for how long are you staying here in Barcelona?
3.5 days,
okay.
Half a week.
Cool. Did you visit all the tourist attractions, or just for the moment Serra familiar?
Trying to get them all in.
Maybe I can recommend you that you can go to Parkway. You know where it is? Parkwell. It's just maybe a mile from here. It's a park from Gaudí as well. It's one of the best places you can visit.
Okay.
What about the beach? Have you visited the beach?
Yes, we just drove by there.
It's too cold for us.
Yeah, I think you cannot swim now, but maybe after a while you can go. So, what else? No? Yeah, tell me something about Texas, for example. I know that Bush was from there. What about the weapons stuff, or whatever you know, or you want to tell me about Texas, your country?
Texas is a very proud region, similar to Catalonia.
Okay.
We have we have a large amount of pride in where we live and how we live.
Okay.
We like to do things in a very large way.
Scale.
Very large scale. Your English is much better than ours.
No, I don't think so. I really thank you for your time, and I appreciate that you helped me in this. Thanks.
Well, thank you.
Good fortune with your research.
G'day, my name's Kyron. I was born in Australia, and today I'm going to be making a how to do an Australian accent video. I made this video because I noticed a lot of people are trying to imitate Aussie accents, like on TV, just people I've met from overseas even, and they really suck at it, and it's kind of irritating. They just completely miss the point, and they stand up sounding like they're from another planet, let alone they're from another country. So it's kind of a tricky accent.
Where do you come from?
Lewis, near Brighton.
Okay, it's England.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know exactly the places, but I just need to know the British accent and all these comparisons. Okay. So you're in holidays, I suppose, and for how long are you staying here?
Just 2 days.
2 days. Okay.
Yeah.
What places, what tourist attractions did you visit?
Sagrada Familia, Port Vale, Barceloneta, the beach, La Ramblas.
Have you been swimming or not yet?
No, I think it's too cold.
It's too cold now.
Yeah.
And until the summer we're not using the beach, but maybe because you're from England?
No, I saw some English people on the beach yesterday in bikinis. Thought they must have been mad. Yeah.
Or maybe they were drunk, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just one question, what else? For 2 days, are you enjoying your stay here?
Oh yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing to do now?
We're going to go to Parkwell.
Okay, Parkway. Do you know that now you have to pay a bit for enter in the Parkway?
No, I didn't.
Yes, it appears in the news a few days ago, so...
Okay.
Yeah, but it's gonna be great. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Take
Thanks.
care.
Okay, so this is the third time that I've had to film this video tonight, just because the first time I forgot to turn my microphone on, and the second time was just a very, very bad recording. Okay, so like I said in my last video, I am going to do the unoriginal accent tag video, just because I'm a sucker for bad trends. People on the internet like to say that I have a weird accent. People on the internet think that I have a British accent. Some think I have an American accent, and some think that I sound Australian. But I have my reasons for having a weird accent. At least I think I do, but...
I always hated my accent when I was a little kid. I just, you know, watched TV and saw Americans and British people and they all sort of sounded, you know, really good to me. New Zealanders, we're very clipped, you know, we fuck up our vowels all the time, you know, New Zealand and fish and chips and stuff, and people actually talk like that, you know, that's how we talk. And I thought, that's horrible. Like, how can anybody that talks like that ever be accepted anywhere else in the world? Granted, it's a hell of a lot better than the Australian accent. They actually sound like...
Hello, Dragons. My name is Julie Marchese. I'm from Mississauga, Ontario, and I'm asking for $50,000 for 50% of my company. Now, as you could probably already tell, I'm not the average age of most of the participants on the show. I'm 14 years old, and I have an extreme interest in the global financial markets. Ever since an early age, you know, I realized that my parents were in the so-called rat race, and...
Hi! Okay, we're gonna do a accent tag. This is where we like say some words or something like that. There's a list of words, we're gonna say them just so you can see how we say them with our accent. And for a few subscribers that will have, you guys know that we have a Jamaican accent because we live in Jamaica. Why am I talking so fast? Because we live in we know that. Anyways, because we have a Jamaican accent, yeah, we live in Jamaica. So let's move on. Anyways, we're gonna go through the words now. Ant. And not the ant as in the insect ant. The ant, but we say auntie. So we just shorten it for ant. Yeah, like auntie whoever, auntie Mr. Krabs. Auntie Mr. Krabs? Yeah. Anyways, roof.
Okay. Hi, I'm here in front of Sagrada Familia. Where do you come from?
I'm come from India.
India, okay, cool. For how long are you staying here in Barcelona?
For 3 days.
3 days. Are you enjoying your stay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. How about your country? It's going well. I think it's improving, India, much more than a few years ago.
Yeah, it's really doing really well economically.
Okay. Do you know the situation of Catalonia, what is happening now, that we are having kind of a referendum and all this stuff to be independent, or you never heard about it?
I read about it before I came here. I did some internet research and I read about the Catalan Spanish, how the differences they are fighting and stuff like that.
But you don't see it in the country, no? We are peaceful people, and I hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, guys. Hi, good afternoon. I'm here from Barcelona. I will do kind of research, and I asked to a guy from Ireland. So, where do you come from, Ireland guy?
I'm from Dublin in Ireland.
Okay, Dublin. I've been living in Dublin for 6 months in my life, so
right,
it's.
very good, yeah.
I was in Hailey Lemon, but
God love you. You're still alive,
yeah, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
And what do you do for a living? You're a waiter here?
Well, I work as a waiter in the Michael Collins bar in Barcelona.
Okay. You work full time, or you work
Full time.
for how long? You staying in Barcelona?
I've been in Barcelona for over 8 years now.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like the city?
It's absolutely brilliant. I love it.
Okay. It's almost different weather from comparing with Dublin, I think.
Absolutely different. Yeah. So we only get 2 days of sunshine in Ireland.
Did you visit the places in Barcelona, for example, tourist attractions like Sagrada Familia?
Yeah,
Can you explain me what places do you like the most? Or
for me, my favourite places in Barcelona would probably be Parkwell. Parkwell for the views and stuff like that. To go out, maybe Gracia is a good area to go out in. The coast. Further north, Masnou and Osata and Premier, they're all nice.
Actually, I'm from Masnou.
All right, very good.
I live here in Barcelona, but
I used to live in Masnou.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
people there, I think they don't speak English at all, no?
There is a few people that speak English in Masnou. Yeah, there is a few.
Okay, what else I can tell you? Are you enjoying your stay here in Barcelona?
Of course, yeah. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be here. So yeah, very much
almost
so.
all the clients that you've got here in the pub, it's English people, Irish, or almost from global.
Global, but mostly more locals than anything else. A lot of locals, So a few tourists, but yeah, global. Pretty international bar, but as I say, 75% of the customers here will be from Barcelona.
Okay. Just a few questions more. Tell me something about Dublin or Ireland that you want to tell me. I don't know, for rugby, what sports they practice, or what sports do you support?
Basically, I played Gaelic football. I really enjoy football. I enjoy all sports. But the biggest sports in Ireland would be our own sports, our national sports, which would be Gaelic football and hurling.
Okay.
You have rugby as well. Rugby is a very good team. The football team isn't as good at the moment as it used to be. It's pretty bad.
Okay.
But other than that, about Ireland, Dublin's a great city. They have a saying in Ireland. Ireland is a great place if you could put a roof on it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So today I'm going to be doing the accent tag video. I mean, it's something different for me. As you know, my channel is called Toy Can Do Hair. So normally my videos are to do with hair or weave on or sewing or something like that. But I was just browsing on YouTube and I came across some accent tag videos, and I thought it would be great for me to do one like that. So yes, that's why I'm doing this today. I hope you like it, I hope you enjoy it, and let me just get...
Hey there, Spider! This is your boy Mikey Bustos. This video is an in-depth tutorial of the Filipino accent. The first thing to know is there are no F sounds. Palo, flip, pak, Filipino, Philippines, family, snowflake. No B sounds. Victory, ban, bibo, living la vida loca, golden retriever. Vlog and blog sound the same. The lack of B probably comes from the Spanish influence when the Spaniards invaded Philippines in the 1500s. That is why many of us Filipinos have Spanish last names like Bustos. My full name is Michael John Yadanto Mangil Pestaño Bustos. Try saying that 5 times. Also worth noting, there's no T.
This is Gerard. I'm here in front of Open Call. Where do you come from, guys?
Scotland.
Scotland. Okay.
Scotland, yep.
Are you in holidays or just for having fun, or you living here in Barcelona?
We're on holiday.
Okay, for how long are you staying here?
1 week.
For 1 week. Okay. Are you enjoying your stay?
We've had a lovely stay, yes.
Okay. And
we were at Valencia for 2 days as well.
Okay.
5 days here.
Did you? I suppose you visit Sagrada Familia. You visit almost all the places, or?
We visited all the tourist attractions.
Okay. And how about your country? Can you tell me something about your country? for Scotland, because you are having something about the referendum and all this stuff in 2014. What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's good for Scotland. Independence away from England and give us a chance to manage our own affairs.
Okay.
Much the same as you guys did years ago with Spain. Yep.
Yeah. Well, we're having almost the same here in Catalonia. We are not ready for politicians, but I think we're going to do the same. Thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Are
much.
you a student?
Yes, I'm a student for...
Hey guys, so I thought whilst I was in a video making mood and I had time, I'd quickly make another one, and I'm just going to do the accent tag. I was inspired to do this because I seen Little Miss Nightshade, I think her name is. I can never remember anything, I don't have it in front of me. And she has the most beautiful Irish accent ever, and I'm really jealous of it. I'd love to have.
Hello YouTubers, I'm here to do the accent tag from Singapore. So basically, for those of you who do not know what it is, you have to basically say a couple of words that answer a couple of questions in your own accent. The words are specifically chosen so that many people from around the world have different ways of saying them. And so other questions. But unfortunately, I do not have anyone to tag. So if you viewers out there or your friends are active on YouTube and are posting videos.
Are you recording me? Okay,
Yes,
perfect.
of course.
Okay.
Where do you come from?
From South Africa.
South Africa, cool. What do you do for a living?
I'm a student, but I'm an economist.
Okay, cool. And so maybe you're finishing your studies or you're in the middle, you just started?
Well, I'm on a sabbatical, so I took a year off from work to study here for a year.
Okay. So you're studying here in Barcelona as well?
Yeah, I'm in Barcelona.
What are you studying in Barcelona?
Masters in competition economics.
Very good. Wow. Are you enjoying your stay in Barcelona?
Yes, a lot.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
I think you visit all the tourist attractions or all this stuff, or not all?
I've tried. I've at least seen all the Gaudi monuments.
Yeah.
But I'm more interested in the non-touristy part of Barcelona.
Okay, so maybe you can visit the universities. For example, the University of Barcelona in the center. It's a very cool place that you can see.
Okay.
Have you visited?
No, I've been to Bellaterra.
Okay.
And every day I'm at Pompey Fabra, so the Citadea.
Okay. This is one of the best universities of the city, you know what?
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
People from here they have to study a lot to be there.
Yeah, I'm studying a lot and I'm there. It's too much work.
Okay. So thank
Hey Internet. Internet, have you noticed that our accents come out stronger at different times? Like for example, whenever we're on holidays, for some reason our accents really come out strong. So for when I'm in America, I'm really Welsh, and I'm suddenly overcome with nationalism as well. It's like for some reason I'll be on holiday and I'll meet somebody and they'll be like, oh.
Where do you come from?
I come from China.
Okay. And for how long are you going to stay here in Barcelona?
We are going to stay for 3 days.
3 days? Okay. Do you know the best places of Barcelona, the tourist attractions?
Yes, we do, because we did some research.
Okay, tell me what places are you going to visit? Or...
I think I can say in Chinese a lot, but the Spanish, maybe this is the biggest church.
Sagrada Familia?
Yes, the Familia, and we're gonna go to Gaudi, lots of Gaudi houses and the garden, also Picasso Museum and Miro Museum and Catalonia Museum.
Catalonia Museum
National
History
Museum. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What about the beach? Are you going to visit the beach or not yet?
Well, beach.
Beach, you know, in front of the
Yes,
street.
sure, we're
Yeah.
gonna pass there.
Okay,
Yeah.
because, you know, now it's very sunny days and we have great weather, so...
We travel from England, so it's really important. We need to be on the beach.
Just one question more. Tell me something about your country, for example, China. It's growing so much, so fast. It's changing in political views. I don't know, something about this, about your country, please.
I think China is going to be like this speed, and people really happy about getting richer. I think also some politic issues will gradually solve, and towards to be more democratic.
Yeah.
And that's what the Chinese young people are looking forward, actually.
Even for the censor, you know that they are censoring so many things in YouTube, for example, or they are, I know, and the rights for the workers as well, they're going to change. You think so?
I think so too. Yeah, they are more towards to be Westerner, nice.
Where do you come from, girls?
We come from Malta.
Okay. And for how long are you staying here in Barcelona?
For 1 week.
For 1 week, okay.
Yes.
And how about it? You like it? You arrived yesterday, so are you liking Sagrada Familia?
Yes, we are about to visit it, and hopefully, I've never been here. I've been here 12 years ago, but this is the first time I'm going into the Sagrada. So
Okay, and now you're adult, so it will be so much different than before.
yes, of course. Still not finished yet.
Do you want to go out? Not with me. So do you want to go out some places? Do you know the places where to go out?
Yes, we made a bit of research over the internet, so we have an idea the famous places where we can go. We're staying in a hostel close to La Rambla, so we're quite central.
Yeah, it's one of the best places to be. It's very crowded, but it's a cool place. What about? Just one sec. Don't speak in Maltese. I understand a bit. Sabiha. No, tell me something about your city. For example, where do you come from in Malta? Exactly. What's your city?
Okay, I come from the village of Attard. It is in the
Attard,
middle.
yeah. I know it.
It is in the middle. There are 3 villages, and it is famous for the blossoms and the fruit gardens, the flowers, and so on and so forth. And we even have the San Anton Gardens, which is the President's Palace at the moment. So he lives there.
It's very important place.
Yes.
And what about you?
I live in a place called Cappara. It's very small as a place, and there's nothing much to see in Cappara. So it's very close to university and close to our main hospital in Malta. So
I was living in Msida.
Msida, it's quite close.
Next to it.
Xira, right? It's quite
it's
close.
Very good place.
Quite close.
What else we can ask you? So tell me about what exactly places are you going to visit here in Barcelona?
So we're
in memory, what do you remember?
Okay, so we're going to visit Sagrada Familia. Then we're going to visit the aquarium, the zoo, Portaventura. We're going to
the chocolate.
Yes, chocolate museum. Hopefully, we're going to visit some parks as well. Park de Güell.
This is one of the best.
Yes.
Yes, I think now you have to pay a bit.
Yes.
Yeah, they changed, but it won't be more than €1 or something. So.
Perspective for the future of English. English is such an important language all over the world. Almost all the schools are teaching it as a foreign language, or even as the main one. I did discover some facts that has made it to be accomplished. First of all, the British Empire was the seat where English were colonizing for commerce interest, civilization, and power all over the world. As explained on the 3rd chapter, it was planified and executed pretty well. I have seen some reports from different countries and different channels where the cultures that had been conquered experimented an astonishing development in education, politics, culture, and economics. Secondly, the way this empire conquered the world was slightly different from other empires. If I compare with the Spanish conquerors, for example, they had been losing their territories for some reason, but one is because they weren't as liberal as the British. When the British tried to behave imposing their will, for example, in America, they lose the credibility and the confidence of their citizens, so it became a revolution and later the Declaration of Independence. British did learn from it, and when they had similar problems in other regions, they fixed giving more power to the country. For example, in Australia, where it started as a prison, and after a few decades, the prisoners were loyal to the Queen. Thirdly, the filming industry that America, specifically Hollywood, developed was an important fact for sell products and introduce a culture and way of behaving and thinking all over the world. In my opinion, it has been a way to westernize the rest of the world, where Americans become the first power. This could be understood because of the citizens from Britain that traveled to conquer or occupy the territories of America for starting a new life with freedom religious liberty, and the opportunity to become rich. All the attitudes that an entrepreneur has to have. Fully, the new ideas from the liberalism from authors like Adam Smith had been important for empowering and injecting resources during wars, like it happened against the French, that they couldn't find resources to maintain their soldiers. It has been important because without the money they could loan from state bonds, copied from the Dutch, were the source to maintain the expedition all over the continents. Fifthly, the creation of the East India Company was a very good reason and an intelligent way to change the behavior and earn money, understand the Indian society, develop a relationship with the aristocracy, for after a few years were able to conquer and impose their will. An interesting point to understand is that Indians become the soldiers for the empire in the expeditions around Africa because they were much more prepared to the tropical conditions. Sixthly, the esclavism was another source for people to become rich. There was an evolution in the thinking that had to be said of the British for this matter. At the beginning, they were using convicts from Ireland or Scotland or soldiers to work in sugar farms in the Caribbean islands, but they were dying so fast. So they decided to start importing men and women with ships overseas. Nigeria, Gambia, and other African countries had been desolated because of the slavery bubble, where the captains of all the entrepreneurs that invest in this kind of companies became rich for all their life after just one travel. But after some fathers started fighting for it, writing about the infamous and how the slaves were shipped to America, the conscience of the citizens changed in a way that even the Parliament forbid the slavery, and the British were focusing on eliminating the slavery around all over the globe. Sadly, they maintain part of his power with the creation of the Commonwealth, explained on the annex, and some of the countries still are doing so much well than before, thanks to the British. All the reasons were part of my investigations that I have made. Of course, I can be wrong, but I think it's well explained. If you read the work, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Another thing is that after interviewing some people from all over the world here in Barcelona, or even when I was traveling around Europe, I did realize that the most common English spoken is an standard version, because these people were not native. Of course, the citizens from its own country will speak as their own accent, usually, but sometimes they speak with another. Have a look on chapter 5. What really matters is that we have a language that is understood almost everywhere you go, with its differences, but mostly in phonology. So after a few years, more people will be speaking English because of all the education they have created and the simplicity of the language, comparing with other main languages, could be Chinese or Spanish. For those reasons, I can recommend you that everybody that is reading this research or listening think about his own level of English and try to be as good as they can, because it will open doors to knowledge and to the world. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy it.